Another edition of Clan Chat. Aaron Murphy joined by Steven Seigo all the way from Regina, Saskatchewan. A sunny day in Regina. You're under the umbrella. You've got the baseball cap on. So first of all, Steven Seigo, your first mention to the Purple Army. Thanks for taking the time to join us on Clan Chat.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Excited to get it going here.
Well, we're excited to have you. It's going to be a fun season, and obviously the recruitment is in full swing. We're almost at the end of the line recruitment wise, I guess, with Coach Corey Nielsen. I guess the first question is when Corey reaches out to you, Stephen, is it an easy conversation? Are you excited to hear from Corey Nielsen?
Yeah, we spoke a while ago before I signed. And it was it was really easy talking to him, and he had a lot of good things to say about Glasgow. Obviously, he's, wanting me to come there, so it was a good conversation. He gave me all the information I was looking for, and yeah, I just I liked everything he had to say. Um, Eventually, it got to the point where Glasgow was and is the best option, and a great opportunity and a challenge uh, coming off last year. So I think I just got excited about that.
Well, you've spent the last 2 years with Castle and DEL2, but you've had some great experience in some of the top leagues in the world, the DEL, the Finnish League, the SHL, some time in the KHL with Dynamo Riga. Just tell the Purple Army what they can expect from Steven Seigo when he pulls that purple jersey on.
Yeah, well, I guess skating is one of my strengths. So I'm going to be moving my legs out there as much as I can, jumping up in the play when I have the opportunity. Supporting the forwards. And I like to play a physical game as well too. So I'll be trying to throw my body around as when I can, and yeah, just trying making good plays, moving the puck, skating well, getting the pucks to our forwards, and supporting offensively, playing strong defense.
Sorry, I don't know if you noticed when you sign and when some of the other players sign that the Purple Army are very involved in social media. Did you notice some of the reaction to your signing, and did your social media account go way up when you when you signed?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super active on social media. I have the accounts. I'm not the most active on there, but yeah, I did had some comments and some messages and some people following me, so that's always nice. It was all friendly and very supportive.
You talk about your kind of your resume or your CV, as they say on this side of the pond, from the SHL to the KHL. Talk about that experience. I mean, it's a really lovely way to see the world play in professional hockey, and you've had some good stops along the way. So, is there any highlights of your career so far?
Yeah, no, I've been very fortunate to play in a lot of good places and live in a lot of different countries. I mean, those leagues like KHL, Sweden, they're all very fast and very skilled and high level hockey. So I learned a lot playing in those leagues for sure. I mean, the last 2 years of my career was I would consider a highlight. We were first place 2 years in a row. We couldn't manage to get the promotion done, which was difficult. But I think those last 2 years in Castle were just being on a first place team, kind of learning those habits of winning, and being learning how to win and be on a winning team. That was for me that was stands out just because it's a lot more fun when you're winning, obviously.
Well, bring that winning attitude, what you learned for those first place years in Castle, bring them to the shores of Scotland. Are you excited about
Yeah.
coming to Scotland? We just talked a little bit off camera there about what you've been doing this summer. Is there anything you're looking forward to do, whether it be golf or touring around a little bit?
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure we'll get into the golf. That'll be something for sure. Always take care of the hockey first, and then when you have the opportunity to play golf, play golf. But no, I'm excited, really excited to see the country as well, and the city of Glasgow. Like we were talking off camera there, I've heard really good things about the city, how great of a city it is. So I'm excited to see the city, play golf, and see the country as well. My family's excited also, probably come visit. And, yeah.
Well, speaking of family, you're in Regina right now. You've got a beautiful day there. Tell us a little bit about how your summer's going and what the preparation looks like, the on ice training, the off ice training, and certainly, hopefully, you're having some fun as well.
Yeah, so I usually just I come back to Regina in the summers, and my mom has a farm 30 minutes outside the city. So I usually go and stay with her for the couple months that I'm in town for the summer, and then yeah, just training in the gym. I just started skating, I guess, a couple weeks ago. Rylan Schwartz and him and I have been skating together, getting some ice time in, getting ready to come to Glasgow. So that's been, yeah, just kind of train for the next season, play some golf, relax with the family, and see some old friends, and that's pretty much my whole summer.
Does your mom put you to work on the farm? Does she say you can stay here and enjoy your golf, but you're going to be up at 5 a.m. or how does that work?
No, she's pretty kind to me in that in that area. She knows I work hard at training and everything, and that's she loves doing. That's what she's been doing her whole life, taking care of that farm. So that's like her, you know, that's her thing that she loves to do. I'll help when I can, but yeah, she's not too hard on me.
I love that you mentioned Rylan Schwartz because I was going to ask you of the teammates and the other signings. Obviously, you saw the social media excitement when you signed. Is there anyone you're excited though when you see Corey's team coming together, your team coming together? Is there anyone you're really excited to lace them up with?
Yeah, I mean, well, Rylan, obviously, he's I've known him since we've known each other since we were 11. I think we played minor hockey together, and we played against each other in college. So I've known him pretty much my whole life, and we trained together in the summers lots of the time. So yeah, I'm excited to play with him again. We played together last year for a few months. Yeah, it'll be nice to be on the same team together.
Michigan Tech NCAA fans in the EIHL are becoming ever more aware of the NCAA hockey and the high level that it is because of the Friendship Four and things like that. The Belfast Giants do a good job promoting the NCAA. Talk about your time in the NCAA and just what you learned there because it really is kind of a gateway to pro hockey now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little different because you're playing 36 games, I think, is the regular season. It's something like that. So it's similar to the setup in the UK where you're playing Friday, Saturday, like back to back. That's the only time you're playing is the Friday, Saturday games. So it's very intense, very fast paced, very competitive uh, hockey. I guess we just yeah. No, I got to play a lot in college and kind of get some confidence playing against a lot of top players. Like played against North Dakota and Wisconsin, University of Denver, like these big programs that have a lot of good players. So I got to play against some real high-end players during that time and really develop my game to make the transition to professional hockey.
You were at Michigan Tech, and was that a little bit of a different sort of cultural change from leaving the farm in Saskatchewan to rocking up to Michigan Tech?
Yeah, it was a little different, but like the town that the school's in, Michigan Tech's in, is pretty small. Like, it was very small town feel, smaller school, so it wasn't too big of an adjustment. Like I'm used to small town and living on the farm, so it wasn't a huge adjustment for me, but it was definitely something a little different.
I wanted to ask you about Riga because I've been lucky to be in the building where you would have played for Dynamo Riga in the KHL, and I've been there for Olympic qualifiers and different tournaments. That building and Latvian fans are as loud as any fans that I've
Yeah,
experienced at tournaments. So you must have really enjoyed playing in front of Latvian fans.
yeah, it was something special for sure. They were very loud, nonstop the whole game. Um, they definitely, when we weren't doing so well, they were loud about that too. So it was a little bit of both sides, but yeah, I loved playing there. It was tough. The KHL, it's tough competition, tough schedule, and it's a very very good league. So it was very hard to play against some of those players and those teams. But it was yeah, some of the best experience I've had playing hockey, playing against some of the top like best players I've played against.
Did you have any crazy road trips? Because I've talked to Canadian guys who've gone over to the
Oh yeah,
KHL in the
yeah,
past, and you have like a 20-day road trip through 40 different time zones. I mean, it's not an exaggeration. The travel is quite crazy in the KHL.
yeah. It's you're flying like when especially from Riga, you're flying everywhere. So and they have the furthest team away in Vladivostok. It's on the as far east as you can go in Russia. It's a 10-hour flight, I think. So you would road trip out there, play a few games as you would go out to the east, and then you'd play that game out east and fly back. And yeah, you'd fly like 5 hours, refuel, then fly another 5 hours to get home. You're three time zones away, and they set it up our scheduling so we'd play at 7:30 7:30 Eastern, like the Far East time zone, but we'd keep it so we'd stay on our time zone time. So it's kind of weird. Like you'd be going to bed at like 4 a.m. and then practicing like way late at night just to keep your like sleep rhythm the same. It was tough.
Feel the impact. Witness the goals. Experience the intensity. Experience the emotion. Celebrate the victories. Hockey's back. Are you ready?
A lot of imports have come to the elite league and said, "Wow, the travel can be quite difficult." So the travel will be a walk in the park for you, Steven Seigo, for trips to Cardiff and Guildford. What do you know about the elite league? Obviously, you and Corey had a talk, and now you and Schwartz have been talking, no doubt. What did you know about the elite league when you started to have those thoughts of coming to Glasgow?
Well, I mean, I've known lots of guys. I've played with many guys that have gone and played in that league after, and I know lots of guys that play there right now. And from what I've heard, it's physical. It's smart hockey. There's a lot of high IQ hockey and physical and sort of a more of a North American style, I guess you would say, kind of hockey. But I guess we'll see when I get there what I'm in for.
And what have you and Rylan Schwartz been kind of teasing each other about? It's great that you've known each other since you're 10, 11 years of age. And now hockey's great, isn't it? Now you're going to go play in Scotland. That's just the magic of pro hockey.
Oh yeah. What do we tease each other about? Did you say?
Yeah, like you must. I mean, how do we end up here?
I don't know. We've been kind of talking about that our whole careers. Like, oh, maybe one year we can get on a same team together, and it just kind of worked out this year to that effect. But yeah, as far as teasing each other go, I mean, I'm sure we're always ripping on each other. I know he'll probably rip me on the golf course, and if I make a bad shot or something. So
Well, you're going to love the golf courses in Scotland, of course, and the likes of St. Andrews will be there for you, hopefully on off days and whatnot. But when Corey Nielsen, you go down that path of having a good chat with the coach, and he kind of lays out what he wants to do this year. I mean, does it meld? It obviously melded with your style of play and piques your interest, and here we are. But like, without giving too much away, what was the main gist that got you really excited when Corey gave you a call? And maybe it was the second or third chat, but what was the main point that kind of said, okay, Glasgow's for me?
yeah, I think it's the opportunity. Like coming off, everyone knows coming off last season. We still don't want to talk about that all the time, but it's right now the season hasn't started and it's on everyone's mind. I think last year wasn't great, and we want to kind of turn that around this year. So that was a kind of a selling point, Corey. Like he knew the things didn't go the way we'd hoped last year. So this year, we're trying to rebuild and build a team that's going to have some success. And yeah, I think he just wants to play a fast game. He wants the D to get up in the play, which I like. Some coaches don't like having their D too aggressive or too. So that was one thing that I enjoy, because I like, having a little freedom to use my skating ability to sort of jump and read when I can. And just the opportunity, he said that, as an older guy, a leader and a role player on the team, that I would have to, help this organization have some success. And that just kind of, I got excited about that. It's a challenge, and, you want to have something you're working towards when you're going to the rink every day. And that's, yeah.
I think that's wonderful, and it'll be music to the fans' ears, because I think that's, and as you said, you don't want to talk about it too much, but it is what it is. It wasn't a great season last year, and you want people to come on board that understand that, and you want people to come on board, whether it's returning players like Mike Pellick and Robert Lakovich, or new players like yourself. You want people coming in there for the start of the new season with it in mind that we're going to really make good on that. We're going to do better than that this year, and we're going to build something special here. So I think the Purple Army will enjoy that, and I think it's interesting you said that Latvian fans were Anya when it was going good and Anya when it was going bad. So you'll be accustomed to that, and it's a
Yeah,
really knowledgeable fan base in Glasgow. They'll let you know when things are good
yeah,
and they're happy, but they'll also get on you a little bit when things aren't going bad. And I think that's pretty fair.
yeah. No, definitely. I mean, there's no secret when a player's playing bad, they know. So it's not a big deal that the fans know either.
Do you know any of the other guys that have signed? Is there anyone else that you've kind of reached out to and said, well, I'm looking forward to catching up with you again? Obviously, the world of pro hockey is a small place and people
Yeah,
cross paths. And in all the
exactly.
traveling you've done, you've probably known a couple of guys.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Mitch Hurd, I played with him in Straubing. I haven't spoke with him yet, but I'll see him when we get to Glasgow. So, I mean, I played with him for a year, so I know him a little bit. And then some of the other players I know from either playing against them or they've played with guys that I have played with. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So what does the rest of the summer look like until you touch down? You said you just started skating a couple of weeks ago. You've been working out a little bit with Rylan Schwartz, but do you kind of, as a defenseman, is there something different than you'll do than Schwartz as you kind of get closer to the time that you hop on the plane?
Yeah, mostly just on ice stuff. I'm a defenseman. He's a forward, so we'll just kind of run some drills together, and I'll kind of do some more defensive focus things, and he'll be the forward. I'll give him some pucks. He'll go shoot. I'll take some point shots, just sort of things like that. Other than that, the training is basically the same. Just lifting weights and getting the conditioning ready.
What do you like to do away from the rink? Obviously, you mentioned golf, and golf seems to be a running theme with all hockey players. But do you like
Yeah,
live music, restaurant? Like, what's something that Glasgow can offer you? Because it's a great place for live music, other live sport. There's a lot going on in Glasgow.
yeah, of course, live music, restaurants. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I haven't spent much time living in cities. I've lived in some smaller cities throughout my career and a couple bigger ones. So yeah, I'll just be excited to live in a city and be able to walk around and go from restaurant to bar or store, or just a little more life. Because in the summer I'm on the farm most of the time. I spend as much time as I can usually on the farm with the dogs, and we have horses there, so I ride a little bit here and there, and it's really peaceful and calming and nice. So I'm just looking forward to living in a city and you know just
You
enjoying
can
all the
go
things
to
it
other
has to offer.
sporting events too. There's rugby, there's of course
Yeah, of
football,
course.
and there's basketball. There's a lot to see and do. Do you have a message for the Purple Army? I've asked a couple of the new imports. I mean, you just kind of mentioned the type of player and what they can expect you, but maybe just a little message for the Purple Army before you get over to this side of the pond.
Yeah, no, I mean, as I've mentioned before, I just hope everyone's excited for the season, excited for the challenge and that we have in front of us. It's not going to be easy. There's always ups and downs in a hockey season for a team, for different players. So yeah, I just think, we need your support. We need you guys to be loud in the building to help us do what we can do. And yeah, I think we could have a special year if we just come together and do it together. I'm just really excited for everything here.
You mentioned too, I mean, that the fans will love to hear that, and they will support the guys. There's a lot of excitement for this new roster. But you mentioned that family might come and visit as well. Is there anyone already saying like, I want to come over there and see the city and see you play, like an uncle or a cousin, or is it the whole family going to rock up?
Oh no, my mom was the first. She's like, oh, I've always wanted to go to Scotland. Like I've wanted to visit there for so long. So my mom was the first one to mention that. And then my sister, one sister as well. She lived in London for 8 years. So the UK is like and surround like all the countries that are that area is special to her. So I know she would probably want to come over to Scotland and maybe take a trip over to Britain.
And no doubt your golf buddies will be calling you up once they realize that you're just a short drive away from St. Andrews. Look, I know
Yeah.
you're out in the baking sun, the Saskatchewan, the prairie sun. You're under the umbrella. You've got the ball cap on, as we mentioned. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us, Steven Seigo. And we really are looking forward to having you in purple this year. And good luck with the rest of the training. Say hello to Rylan Schwartz, who we'll have to get on
Yeah. Yeah,
for
you
a
got to get
clan
him on.
chat in due course. It's hard to get in touch with some of you guys in the summer because you're so busy with your
Yeah.
various activities. But I think you're going to enjoy your time in Glasgow. The league keeps getting better year on year. You see some of the signings around the other 9 teams. It's really gearing up to be something special, and it's special to have you going to be putting on that purple jersey this season. So thanks for taking the time for joining us there on a hot Regina summer's day.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It was great.